0SR/F review first ride. The culmination of $300 million and 13 years of development, the 0SR/F is the best electric motorcycle currently in production. It's mind-boggling to think that mass-produced street-legal electric motorcycles have only existed for 10 years. In 2009, Zero Motorcycles launched the Zero S and ushered in the electric age of two-wheeled street-legal transportation. During that model year, the S wasn't just the only electric motorcycle in production, it was the only electric vehicle of any kind being mass-produced. To say that Zero was ahead of the curve is an understatement, but that early start has given the company the time 13 years from its inception to develop into its PR claim of being the global leader in electric motorcycles and powertrains. If your products created an entire category of vehicles, this is more than PR fluff. It is a demonstrable fact. Other motorcycle manufacturers have noticed the writing on the wall and are entering the market. BMW has its C-Evolution scooter. Energica has created a niche within the boutique electric performance market with the Ego, the EVA, and the EVA SS9 and hit the big time with the FIM naming it the supplier for the 5-race Moto E series that will tour with MotoGP in 2019. Lightning Motorcycles, the boutique brand whose LS218 superbike conquered Bonneville and Pikes Peak, has recently announced its Strike model will be unveiled next month, and Harley-Davidson has finally given a launch date in August as an early 2020 model for its Livewire. Lest you think that simply producing exciting electric motorcycles guarantees success, consider for a moment the demise of Alta Motors. Meanwhile, Zero has been there toughing it out in the trenches longer than any other manufacturer, creating the electric motorcycle market. With this as the context, I recently gathered with the representatives of Zero and the editor of a well-known German publication to get an early glimpse of and ride on the 2020 Zero SR/F. So, while the rest of the world gets to learn about Zero's Street Fighter in a press release, Mo will be giving you a riding impression. But first, some backstory. How many motorcycle manufacturers get to say that the bike they are releasing is the one that they've always wanted to produce? The internal combustion engine, ICE, motorcycle market is so mature and is segmented into niches within niches for marketing purposes that this statement is virtually unheard of. The electric market, however, is still very young, and the SR/F represents the third generation of Zero's vision of electric motorcycling, the generation where the myriad of requirements for the company's vision of an electric motorcycle can finally come together. According to Abe Ashkenazi, Zero Chief Technology Officer, the first generation Zero focused almost exclusively on the powertrain. The primary effort, says Ashkenazi, was spent answering the question, how do you make an electric powertrain work? The Zero S released in 2009 was the result. The second generation Zero S came in 201 2/3 and looked to make it more motorcycle-like. So, in addition to expanding battery capacity and motor output, Zero also upgraded to Showa suspension, J.1 braking componentry, Bosch ABS, and Pirelli tires. However, with so much brain power focused on the mechanics of the machine, the industrial design was a later consideration. We had a battery box and we had this motor, noted Ashkenazi. We had these things that had been integrated from a technical and experimental standpoint, but from an aesthetic standpoint, the industrial designer kind of came in at the end of the project. With the SR/F, the decision was to take all they had learned with the first two generations and apply it to a blank sheet of paper. Ashkenazi sums it up, this generation gave us the ability to get it all from the start, industrial design, mechanical engineering, powertrain engineering, electrical engineering. When we started this project it was all about, now there's no fences. How do you take advantage of that? When the dust settled, the only parts shared with the previous generation Zeros were foot pegs, mirrors, turn signals, e-throttle, hand grips, bar end caps, wheel speed sensors and magnets, horn, reflectors, and side stand switch. The resulting 2020 Zero SR/F is an offering that looks, to my eye, more like a full-sized motorcycle than any previous offering from Zero.